Shalom, my brothers and sisters. Shalom, and welcome to End Time Words to Yashar'al, an awakening nation of believers. And if you're tuning in for the first time, my name is Symmanayah, and these are messages to an awakening nation of believers, consisting of Hebrew and Goyim. Goyim simply means other nations, or Gentiles, as the term is commonly used. My message is to those who are made one by Yahusha, our Messiah, our Mashyach. My message is to those who seek to worship and obey the Most High Father, Yahuah, Almighty Yahuah, and who embrace Yahusha as Mashyach and Messiah. This message is to you, the awakening nation of believers. Today is June 23rd, 2013. Again, my name is Symmanayah, and the topic for this segment is It Begins with the Unseen. It begins with the unseen. Discern Origins and Grow. Discern Origins and Grow. With that said, my brothers and sisters, I invite you to visit Hebrews 11:1. And it reads as follows: And belief is the substance of what is expected, the proof of what is not seen. Beyond a brother, sister, morehs, teacher, elder. Okay, I'm sorry. Forgive me. Let me read the verse first. And belief is the substance of what is expected and the proof of what's not seen. That reads Hebrew 11:1. Now let me speak on that. Beyond a brother, a sister, a morehs, a teacher, elders, counselors, prophets, pastors, taught ones, and messengers, there is the Ancient of Days, Aleph, Almighty Yahuah. In other words, my brothers and sisters, beyond it all, who is in the beginning and who is the end, is Almighty Yahuah. He is alive. He is living. One can come to know him through Yahusha, our Mashyach, our Messiah. Consider 2 Corinthians 4:7. And we have this treasure in earthen vessels, so that the excellence of the power and might of Alahym, and not of us. You see, my brothers and sisters, the unseen, discerning what is right, what is true, discerning how we have come to be who we are. You see, my brothers and sisters, so much we take for granted. It begins with the unseen. Let us discern the origins and begin to grow. Let us begin to discern where a matter originates. What's our purpose? What's our intent? What are the instructions for today? What are the instructions for the moment? How we are to guard His righteousness, His Spirit that is within us, and yield as one. 1 Corinthians 6:19 says, And do you not know that your body is the dwelling place of the set-apart Spirit who is in you, which you have from Alahym, and you are not your own? You see, my brothers and sisters, it is also a scripture that states that the most reasonable service we can present is our body as a living sacrifice unto Him, a living offering unto the Most High. Yes, if we seek to worship and obey, if we have made a decision that this life belongs to the Most High, our bodies are indeed a dwelling place for His set-apart Spirit. 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verses 7 through 14 reads, And we have this treasure in earthen vessels, so that the excellence of the power and might be of Alahym and not of us. It goes on to read, Being hard pressed on every side, but not crushed, being perplexed, but not in despair, being persecuted, but not forsaken, being thrown down, but not destroyed, always bearing about in the body of the dying of Master Yahusha, that the life of Yahusha might also be manifested in our body. For we, the living, are always delivered to the death for the sake of Yahusha, that the life of Yahusha might also be manifest in our mortal flesh. You see, my brothers and sisters, we see the strength, the reflection of righteousness made possible by the life of Yahusha. Why are there so many of us that putting labels on ourselves, want to call ourselves this or that, trying to self-crown ourselves as somebody? It's about lifting up Master Yahusha. Let me go on. 2 Corinthians, I'm going to read 4:11. For we, the living, are always delivered unto death for the sake of Yahusha, that the life of Yahusha might also be manifest in our mortal flesh. Going on to 2 Corinthians 4:12, so that the death indeed working in us, but the life in you. What life? It's the life of Yahusha. It's the life of the Father, the Messiah, the Mashyach. It is the life of righteousness that is within us. But having the same belief, this is 2 Corinthians 4:13, according to what has been written, I believe, therefore I spoke. We also believe, therefore we speak. Again, the unseen, discerning the origins, recognizing the direction, the guidance from above. And in recognizing that means our eyes are open. It's been uncovered. Recognizing, identifying the origins, we are able to grow in maturity. 2 Corinthians 4:14, knowing that he who raised up Master Yahusha shall also raise us up through Yahusha and shall present us with you. You see, again, my brothers and sisters, so many of us have dismissed Yahusha. We looked at it as, okay, he's the Mashyach, okay, he did his job and he's gone up. And so many of us neglect John when he stated in John that the Father will send the set-apart Spirit in his name. So many of us miss that. So many try to take that and I'm not sure what it is. It seems like we've chosen to more so glamorize the word Ruach HaKadosh opposed to realizing that the Father sent the set-apart Spirit in Yahusha's name. Why do we ignore what is written? John 14:26 reads, but the Helper, the set-apart Spirit whom the Father shall send in my name, he shall teach you all and remind you of all that I said to you. This is Yahusha speaking in John 14:26. But for so many reasons, we ignore the continuity of fellowship and relationship with the Father. We ignore that this is made possible by Yahusha, our Mashyach, our Messiah. 2 Corinthians 6:16 reads, and what union hath the dwelling place of Alahym with idols? For you are a dwelling place of the living Alahym. We're speaking of our bodies, brothers and sisters. And Alahym said, I shall dwell in them and walk among them. And I shall be their Alahym, and they shall be my people. The unseen, the origins, the growth made possible by our Father. How many of us realize what is real, what is true? I want to take a moment, my brothers and sisters, to read the 11th chapter of Hebrews. The 11th chapter of Hebrews. And I ask you, my brothers and sisters, does this speak of the unseen? Does this represent something that have origins from the unseen? Yes, out of true worship and obedience, we see, we feel, we touch, we witness. But it begins with the unseen. And when we embrace the belief, and it then becomes action, we demonstrate growth, just as a seed that dies or bud and yields a tree, and a tree yields branches, and the branches yields leaves, and the leaves and the branches yield fruit, are representative of growth. Let me read this, and I ask you, my brothers and sisters, does this speak of a true relationship with the Most High? Does this let us know that it begins with the unseen, and then it comes to where we're able to physically see a result? Hebrews 11th chapter. And belief is the substance of what is expected, the proof of what is not seen. For by this the elders obtain witness. By belief we understand that the ages were prepared by the word of Alahym, so that what is seen was not made of what is visible. By belief Abel offered to Alahym a greater slaughter than Cain, through which he obtained witness that he was righteous. Alahym witnessing of his gifts, and through it having died, he still speaks. By belief Enoch was translated so as not to see death, and was not found, because Alahym had translated him. For before his translation he obtained witness that he pleased Alahym. This was by belief. Without belief it is impossible to please him, for he who comes to Alahym has to believe that he is, and he is a rewarder of those who earnestly seek him. By belief Noah, having been warned of what was yet unseen, having feared, prepared an ark to save his house, through which he condemned the world and became heir of the righteous, which is according to belief. Hebrews 11:8. By belief Abraham obeyed when he was called to go out to the place which he was about to receive an inheritance, and he went out not knowing where he was going. By belief he sojourned in the land of promise as a stranger, dwelling in tents, and Yitzhak and Yaakov, the heirs with him of the same promise. For he was looking for a city having foundations, whose builder and maker is Alahym. By belief also Sarah herself was enabled to conceive seed, and she bore a child when she was past the normal age, because she deemed him trustworthy who had promised. And so from one in him as good as dead were born as numerous as the stars of the heavens, as countless as the sand which is by the seashore. In belief all these died, not having received the promises, but seeing them from a distance, welcomed and embraced them, and confessed that they were aliens and strangers on the earth. For those who speak this way make it clear that they seek a fatherland, and yet if they had indeed kept remembering that place from which they had come out, they would have had the chance to return. But now they long for a better place, that is, a heavenly. Therefore Alahym is not ashamed to be called their Alahym, for he has prepared a city for them. By belief Abraham, when he was tried, offered up Yitzhak, and he had received the promises, offered up his only brought forth son, of whom it was said, in Yitzhak your seed shall be called, reckoning that Alahym was able to raise even from the dead, from which he received him back as a type. By belief Yitzhak blessed Yaakov and Esau concerning that which was to come. By belief Yaakov, when he was dying, blessed each of his sons, Joseph, and did reverence on the top of his staff. By belief Joseph, when he was dying, made mention of the outgoing of the children of Yashar'al, and gave orders concerning his bones. By belief Moshe, having been born was hidden 3 months by his parents, because they saw he was a comely child, and was not afraid of the sovereign's command. By belief Moshe, having become great, refused to be called the son of the daughter of Pharaoh, choosing rather to be afflicted with the people of Alahym than to enjoy pleasures of sin for a time, deeming the reproach of Messiah greater riches than the treasures of Mizraim, for he was looking to the reward. By belief, he left Mizraim, not fearing the wrath of the sovereign, for he was steadfast as seeing him who is invisible. Hebrews 11:28. By belief he performed the Passover and the sprinkling of blood, lest he who destroyed the firstborn should touch him. By belief they passed through the Red Sea as the dry land, and when the Mizraimites tried it, they were drowned. By belief the walls of Jericho fell, having been surrounded for 7 days. By belief Rahab the whore did not perish with those who did not believe, having received the spies with peace. And what more should I say? For the time would fail me to relate of Gideon and Barak, and Samson and Jephthah, also David and Shemuel, and the prophets, who through belief overcame reigns, worked righteousness, obtained promises, stopped the mouths of lions, quenched the power of fire, escaped the edge of the sword, out of weakness were made strong, became mighty in battle, put foreign armies to flight. Women received back their dead by resurrection, and others were tortured, not accepting release to obtain a better resurrection. And others had trial of mockings and flogging and more, and chains and imprisonment. They were stoned, they were tried, they were sawn in two. They were slain with the sword. They went about in sheepskins and goatskins, being in need, afflicted, mistreated, of whom the world was not worthy, wandering in deserts and mountains and caves and holes of the earth, and having obtained witness through the belief, all these did not receive the promise. And having obtained witness through the belief, all these did not receive the promise. Alahym having provided what is better for us, that they should not be made perfect apart from us. This was Hebrews 11th chapter. I was compelled to read it, my brothers and sisters, and I encourage you to reflect on it. Again, it begins with the unseen. It begins with belief. It begins with discerning the voice of the Spirit of Yahusha, the set-apart Spirit of the Most High. It begins with understanding that. And out of our belief, out of our worship, and out of our obedience comes discernment, comes the ability to execute right rulings, comes the ability to grow and walk a path where we are strengthened and grow closer to one another. For if the Spirit of the Most High is in us, in you, in me, then we owe it to ourselves to be fashioned, shaped, structured together as one nation under Yahuah, made possible by Yahusha. Let us seek true obedience, true worship. In order to experience a better life, my brothers and sisters, it would be wise for us to begin to examine the unseen. It would be wise for us to make a commitment to worship and obey. Yes, the fruit of our commitment will result in a visible walk, physical actions, but it begins internally with the decision to worship and obey. It begins with the unseen. I cannot stress it enough. There are so many seeking to master the scriptures. There are so many who want to get to know the scriptures or get to know the Most High, become better, become stronger. There are so many who desire to be leaders, notwithstanding the accountability and responsibility of such designations. There are so many who want to be outspoken, want to be seen, who want to be successful for all the wrong reasons. I have seen so many with hidden agendas. I have seen so many self-appointed. I have seen many take on the attributes of a Pharisee or a Sadducee with flair and fashion, with trying to look the part of a religious person, not realizing it is in our obedience, it is in our comeliness, in our action. It is not in the flair as those who have deem fit. Look around, my brothers and sisters. There's a lot of people who are taking this whole thing of trying to be fashionably a moreh or fashionably a Hebrew leader. Yes, was there some adornment going on in days of old? Were there robes and raiment? Were there jewels and jewelry? Yes. But my brothers and sisters, search the scriptures diligently and you will see what the Spirit says regarding what is right as it pertains to demonstrating the look of one who worships and obeys, the look of one who is truly a leader. It is not about the raiment, my brothers and sisters. It is about the physical action and demonstration that we present. Yes, we have come to be attracted to because of the pride of our eyes. We have come to want to have the flair and the look and want to look good. Oh, my brothers and sisters, we're missing the mark. Are we being distracted? Are we looking at ill road signs? Are we looking at wrappings and packagings and therefore yielding because a person look righteous, look authoritative? Or are we responding to one another because we're able to discern the word righteously, the living word? We're able to follow the instruction and guidance of the Spirit of our Mashyach, our Messiah. We're able to see those who speak righteously and truthfully, and we're able to come together, for we are able then to embrace one another by our actions, not so much by our dress. Think about it, pray about it, my brothers and sisters. In order to experience a better life, let us begin with the unseen. And the unseen is making that commitment to worship and obey. The Most High will prove, and He will direct right rulings and execute judgment and wrath. The Spirit of Yahusha will guide us with living instructions that will have witness in the scriptures. Who is able to see the whole picture clearly? Who is able to see the picture better? Who is able to receive righteous and living instructions and guidance? Let us earnestly seek after righteousness with a pure mind and heart and body. Let us discover the answers to so many questions. Let us receive the things that satisfy the expectation to grow stronger in worship and obedience. Let us seize the moment with the power and might given to us by the Spirit within us. Let us remember not to be quick to dismiss communications as one's opinion. If we don't really know, let us state that we will commit the matter to prayer, that we will place the matter before the altar of the Most High and seek clarity, seek discernment, seek understanding. All too often, my brothers and sisters, people say, show me the script, prove it to me. We challenge one another in an unrighteous way. If we're going to challenge one another, let's righteously reason. Let's be as iron sharpening iron, and let's do so in question. So often we won't question and seek righteousness. We'll just try to stimulate a response because we throw a demand for an answer. There's a difference, my brothers. There's a righteous way. There's a right way and a wrong way for iron to sharpen iron. Let us witness what is right. Some of you might think I'm on a vendetta against these who call themselves morehs and leaders and teachers and prophets and counselors and elders, these self-appointed. Remember, it is stated that judgment begins at the house of Alahym first. So there will be a cleansing. There will be a purging. There will be a reproof, chastening. There will be judgment and there will be wrath against the self-appointed, the self-proclaimed, the self-crowned. We will see an emergence of those who are truly called in or chosen by the Most High, demonstrating worship and obedience as guided by the Spirit of Yahusha. What's your position? Will you continue on under the guise of self-appointed leaders? Or will you identify those who are anointed, those who are receiving direct guidance and instruction, those who are in their actions and their words wholesomely demonstrate behaviors and characteristics that are reflective of scriptures? What's your position? How often do we see so-called leaders acknowledge being led by the Spirit of Yahusha, being led by the set-apart Spirit? We are told to lift up Yahusha. We are told that there's power in His name. Why, oh why, do we prefer to just say Ruach HaKadosh opposed to Spirit of Yahusha? Why, oh why, do we sensationalize words so much to the point that it distracts us from pure obedience? Beware and be careful of what you dismiss, for many have ignored messages from above by wrongly judging their content, by erroneously covering up what is right. But the Father, the Almighty Father, is not slack concerning His promises, and He will execute right rulings. He will bring the haughty to an end. Pray and watch, my brothers. Pray and watch, because it will begin with the unseen, but it will have origins from above, and discernment will uncover and reveal and make known the expectations, the intended action, the purpose. And when we begin to realize the function of discernment, the origins of our instruction, we will begin to grow. We will begin to have the strength to come away from compromising situations, compromising camps, come away from those who are self-appointed, and bring ourselves to a place where the Most High is guiding us. Pray and watch, my brothers. Pray and watch, for humbling events will come. And in the wake, as a result of these humbling events, we will see an awakening nation emerge, fashioned, shaped, and structured by the hand of the Spirit of Yahusha. We will see the structuring of a righteous nation awakening. A body of believers will emerge. Where will you be? What's your position? Be encouraged, and I pray that you have the strength to endure. I pray that you increase in discernment so that you are free from the strongholds of error and erroneous teachings, erroneous camps, and fellowship. Be encouraged. I pray that you have the strength to endure. I pray for those who have sealed themselves into their own surroundings and who await proof from the Most High, proof and coming to know the right timing when there will be a coming together. I pray for those who are waiting for that call, that confirmation to know whether they will be gathered together with an awakening nation or whether they are called to do a task that might end in them being a martyr. May the strength and fortitude and encouragement and power of the Most High through the Son, His sacrificed Son, His living Son, our King, Master, our Sovereign, Yahusha, our Messiah, our Mashyach. Until next time, be encouraged, my brothers. Until next time, continue to pray and watch. Continue to study. Pray some more. Continue to grow in discernment and understanding, for the time is at hand. Take care. Shalom. Shalom. Shalom.